Shiba is in one of the most dangerous positions that I can see any crypto in right now. It is honestly quite shocking. It's beautiful, really, because as a trader, I can expect a lot of volatility right here. But I want to break down for you what I'm seeing right now on this chart. You see, Shiba ended up seeing a really big drop exactly, by the way, after we called it, like right at the top over here. I was warning you guys that we're probably going to end up falling all the way down to this range. And if we collapse below this range, we're probably looking at this range right down here at about 700-800. Unfortunately, I think that's where Shiba might be going, but the path that it gets there looks a little bit interesting. Obviously, the rest of the market is largely moving up right now. Bitcoin's just pushing highs right now, by the way. If we look at this on the 1 hour time frame, take a look at this. We're literally setting brand new highs for the day right now, which is interesting. A little bit of volume coming in. I will analyze this again later on in a few hours, so make sure you're hitting the like button and already subscribe so that you catch that video. But moving us back to Shiba for a minute. The thing is right now, it's actually forming something a little bit interesting, right? I mean, now, depending on how you look at it, we're either forming an ascending triangle that looks something a little bit like this, or perhaps what I think may end up being more likely is that we keep the same bottom support line, but we end up forming something a little bit more like perhaps a symmetrical triangle looking a little bit like this. And obviously, this depends on how high Shiba goes, but for the most part, that would most likely put Shiba in a little bit of a continuation pattern, and then just considering the trend that Shiba has been in lately, where it's just in such a disgusting downtrend. I mean, you know, you guys know the deal, right? We have that typical staircase pattern that I always like to talk about. I only use the word staircase because it's simple, but broadly speaking, what I'm talking about here is that we're moving down in the direction of the trend, and then we fight that direction a little bit, and then we continue moving down again, right? And so here's an example of that, moving down in the trend, fighting that direction, and then continuing it, and fighting it, and then continuing it, and fighting it right now before potentially continuing it. So this is where things could be getting very exciting for Shiba again right now. The thing is that it's got quite a lot of resistance on this chart though, which I think is going to make it very difficult for Shiba to recover. And I'm going to show this to you right now. You know, if we take a look at this chart and just draw almost a parallel channel from where Shiba has been dropping. Actually, I don't want to draw this because I've already gotten it drawn. So let me just show you how I've drawn it before this video. Really, it's just this chart right here. It's becoming laughable right now. Like I said, I've found the fix for all of these technical issues, but it will take me a while to implement them. This is a chart of Shiba that basically illustrates that we've got this parallel channel of Shiba trading down, you know, which was actually generally, this is a bullish pattern, right? I mean, this is usually going to break to the upside, and I had a similar pattern drawn for Bitcoin, which I told you guys about in the video that I made earlier today, so make sure that you're subscribed to make sure you don't miss that stuff. But then also this sideways range right here between 2400 and 2600 also potentially offering a little bit of support to, resistance to Shiba, because the thing is now that we're below each of these support areas, we can only realistically expect support down here, and resistance up there, because we failed all of these key levels already now. And so if we fail these levels, most likely if we come back up to them, you know, it generally makes sense that we can expect resistance, especially if these levels have been obeyed and respected for a long time, like this area has right here. I mean, this level has been really respected quite a lot in this trend for a long time. You know, generally because of that, we can expect that we can find quite a lot of resistance in this chart right here. And so if we move it back to where we are right now, the thing is that this resistance range starts pretty much right where we are. I'd say it peaks at about 2800 right around over here, which is a little bit far away. I mean, that's roughly, I think, like a 20% range. Let me just check that. Yeah, about 25% away. So it's not super close, but I mean, Shiba can swing by that much and still be very bearish. And it's not only that, it's if we zoom in even further, there's no bullish things I can tell you about this chart right now. It's really very abysmal. And you guys know the deal. I mean, you know, there's a lot of different things that we see on this chart all the time, but not all of them are tradable, right? I mean, I'll identify a lot of things to you guys, but I won't necessarily action all of them. For me to actually action a trade, it's got to be perfect, right? It's got to be really good. If you want to see how that process goes inside of 𝗓𝗡𝗡 VIP, I got to remind you guys again, we are running a 50% off discount right now, and that means you're getting 50% off our Bitcoin prices, which are already down by like 50% against the dollar, anyway, you're getting a huge discount on entering VIP compared to where it was before, and that's where you can see absolutely every single little detail about every trade that I make in real time. So when I'm considering a trade, I'll tell you what I'm considering, why I'm considering it, and so on. When I decide to commit to it or decide not to commit to it, I'll tell you why that's happened as well, along with the exact entry level that I'm going to be taking, where my stop loss will be placed, and so on. It is a very comprehensive group. You're also getting a lot of material that'll literally teach you how to trade from A to Z, how to analyze from A to Z the way I do it. The main thing that we're going for really here is being safe, consistently profitable traders. That's the only thing that we're aiming for. We're not necessarily aiming for, you know, how do I buy shit coins and hold on to them and, you know, just hold my dick in my hand hoping that something interesting happens. Like, this is actually like, how do I action this safely in order to make, you know, relatively consistent returns in the market? If that sounds like a good deal to you, if you want that, if you want to remove this element of unpredictability and you want to actually have some real level of control over where your money goes, this is one of the key. That's the way I like to trade. I'm a little bit of a control freak, right? Like, I want to be able to control my destiny. I don't want it to be in the hands of some shitcoin holder or some shitcoin maker or anything like that. That's why I take this stuff so seriously. But Shiba looks like it could have a lot of beautiful trading opportunities opening up, and that's why I'm thinking of telling VIPs about, well, I mean, thinking of trading it and then naturally telling VIPs about it. So here's the thing is, if we move back to the Shiba chart right here and throw on some of the key indicators that I like to use to tell me where support resistance may be, you know, there's quite a thick 4-hour EMA ribbon right here, kind of stretching between 2100 all the way up to 2400, and definitely potentially offering quite a bit of resistance to this market at the moment. I mean, previously we could see that when we started getting a spread on the 4-hour EMA ribbon, we got a nasty rejection on Shiba right here. I mean, from high down to low, I can't even show you this low, hang on, from high down to the low, which was right here, that's a minus 40% drop. My god, minus 40%. That is absolutely killer inside of just under 2 days. The next time we got a rejection from this very same EMA ribbon, we're talking about a minus 20% drop. And so if we do anything similar to that right now, we would be right at the very low areas that Shiba had set, you know, just when it fell down to these areas right now, which means that it is, yeah, but going to break out of that ascending triangle, if it even is in an ascending triangle, or more likely if it's in a symmetrical triangle, it's going to break down out of that as well. So it would be very bearish if we got that breakdown. And again, just to look back, you know, I mean, basically, when we had a spread the past couple of times, I mean, just look at, I mean, we were developing a spread right here, and look at how consistently this EMA ribbon was providing resistance to the Shiba chart right here. And then it's not just that, there's also more signs of resistance. If we zoom in even further, we take a look at where the beloved Ichimoku cloud is. Look at that, we're in it right now as well. Now, we've basically punctured to the very top of it, and we have been showing a lot of strength inside of it, exactly the same as Bitcoin. In fact, I think Bitcoin has probably broken out of its 1-hour cloud. Yeah, there we go. We've just gotten a breakout of Bitcoin's 1-hour Ichimoku cloud right here. So it's not quite the same, and it definitely is nice that we are, you know, making quick work of these resistance areas. But the bottom line here, ladies and gents, is that you know, these markets are still facing a lot of resistance, and as soon as we break out of one area of resistance right here, a new area of resistance will come up when we zoom out slightly further, right? Look at this. We break out of the 1-hour time frame Ichimoku cloud right here, and then bam, right above it we've got the 4-hour cloud, which is obviously going to be even more challenging. So I just want to bring this onto your radar, guys. This market is going to be facing, and is facing right now, a lot of resistance. I know that a lot of people just aren't believing that this rally is even real, which is always a good sign. It tells us that, you know, perhaps we are in disbelief mode right now. But the bottom line is, look, I mean, this is where it gets really difficult with Shiba, is that because you see, when Shiba, we're looking at the Binance chart, so there's probably some more price history somewhere else, but the thing is just looking at this chart right here, Shiba shot straight up in this range, fell straight down in this range. There was absolutely no establishment of support or resistance on the way down and up over here, and then it consolidated for a very long time at these abysmal low levels. And then when it managed to pump up again, look, there was absolutely no resistance set on this chart. The chart did not stop moving up, it just kept moving up in a straight line. And so naturally, if we're moving down now, we don't have anywhere that we can expect to find support. And so that's what makes this really problematic for Shiba, in my opinion, is that naturally that would just put us down basically to about, you know, let's say just the 850 area right here on this chart, you know, for potential support for Shiba. But obviously that's really far away if we're at 2200 right now with Shiba's price action. And that is obviously quite concerning, because like I said, if all of this resistance ends up manifesting and becoming a problem for the market for Shiba right here, well then naturally we could be looking at, yeah, dipping very low low until we're able to be saved in this market. A lot of coins are in a similar place. Cardano, for example, if we take a quick look at this, has actually performed a little bit better than Shiba, but it's in a very, very similar situation right now. A lot of coins are. It's just a fact of the market. I mean, you may not like to hear this, and you know, if that's you, you already know the deal. You're going to meet 𝗪𝗡𝗪𝗔𝗡 where I tell you to fuck off and go find another channel that's happier to lie to you, because I'm not here to do that. The simple fact is right here, ladies and gents, when Cardano was rising up between this 39 cents area up to this $1 area, again, it's the same problem as Shiba. It had no resistance on the way up, and so we can't expect any support on the way back down. I mean, you know, realistically, we may end up getting some bounces that look a little bit like this, but for the most part, it's fairly certain that if we do have a conclusive drop below this area, we're probably going to drop really, really low. You know, now the thing is I mentioned conclusive, right? I mean, Cardano fakes out a lot, right? This is a big fake out right here. We've already formed like 3 fake outs in the past couple of days, which is why I closed my trade on Cardano when I hit a 30% profit. Again, all of the details went inside of VIP for that, and you are getting basically the best prices that you may ever get, considering where Bitcoin's price is right now and the fact that we're running a massive 50% off offer. So do take advantage of that. Again, I just want to highlight to you one of my favorite testimonials we ever received, which was this guy right here that messaged me when he officially became a crypto millionaire. This person joined 10 months before these screenshots, and he had only joined with $30,000. So he took $30,000 all the way up to $1 million. He joined our yearly plan. He had access to actually a little bit less than what yearly members get today, because while he did have free access into our $2,700 advanced 𝗪𝗪𝗡 Academy course, and of course a year in VIP, at that time I wasn't offering phone calls with myself, and now you're getting that as well for less than this guy paid, actually. So you're getting more and you're paying less. Right here, this VIP member making his first ever trade, bam, over 300% profit and paid off the fee for VIP. Very, very impressive testimonials. This is the most recent one where someone's just paid off a fee very, very quickly. Joined January 18, January 22, messaged me and said that joining VIP was the smartest thing she's done in a while, and her profits have already paid off for the cost of joining VIP. Once again, I love this last line here. It's so sassy. I'm a girl, but I've got bigger balls than most of these pansy men. I love it. I love it. I love seeing a little bit of attitude. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. And if you do want to jump inside, again, it's just the first link in the description down below. Then that's going to take you to my free Telegram channel. Click on my name at the bottom of any post and then send message to ask me how to join VIP. But then, like I said, just looking at this chart again, you know, like, I mean, a lot of these coins have these problems on their charts right now. I mean, even Bitcoin is very, very similar, because if we look at anything below basically this $30,000 right here, this $30,000 level right here, it doesn't, again, it has the same problem where it just ran up so quickly. It established a little bit of resistance, to be fair. It's slightly different for Bitcoin, especially around the $22,000 to $24,000 range, but really it's not enough in my opinion. And yeah, again, that means that if we do lose this floor, I would anticipate that it drops really, really low. We've seen stuff like this happening all the time. I mean, I just want to just illustrate this using Bitcoin and as an example. See, when Bitcoin fell from 6K down to 3K, again, like this price action even made total sense, right? Let's just take a look at what's happened in between. We had a few key levels, to be fair. It wasn't as clear cut as what we're seeing with Shiba and even Bitcoin between 20K to 30K, but look at the $6,000 range historically. Again, I mean, I can just replay the chart. I mean, we already know what happened, but let's just pretend that we don't. You know, kind of between 4,400, let's call it 5,000 as well. Yeah, I don't even want to put a line here, to be honest. I'll just leave this line right here, or even better yet, this should be a box. So let me just draw a box here, just basically illustrating that, I mean, this was an area of resistance for Bitcoin historically. It was pretty easy for us to say that if Bitcoin lost the 6K floor, it was probably going to drop really low down to $4,000, and that's what I was saying on this channel. I even shorted it inside of VIP and made a beautiful 60% profit doing so, because it didn't really manage to establish any resistance on the way up other than in this range. And when it shot up, you know, naturally we can't expect any support until it drops down much lower, and it was much the same case for $3,000 as well. This was our second key reversal point that the market had below $6,000, and so naturally there were only 2 real areas that we could expect Bitcoin finding support first, and those levels were you know, the mid 4,000s and the low 3,000s, and that's what we were looking at when we were you know, analyzing this price action in the market at the very same time. This was the first level I was looking at, and of course 3,000 as well. There were many more support levels that we had outlined as well, just in case 3,000 failed. But the point is again, when we leave these kind of areas where there's a lot of liquidity and we enter areas where there's no liquidity, we see really big crashes. And this is Bitcoin, right? I mean, this is the safest cryptocurrency that exists short of a stable coin, in my opinion, of course, and even Bitcoin suffering this fate, you know. So for people to you know, even think, which is really funny, that Shiba can recover from here, you know, sure, it can perhaps one day, but you really are holding on to a pipe dream, and it's about to meet a lot of resistance. So don't be surprised if we start to see this ship start sinking, no, not sinking, falling out of the fucking sky again, because that's what Shiba tends to do. And again, it's at a crucial area of resistance. So you've been warned. 4Flies has shed his message. If you did find this video useful, then do me a favor, smash up the likes as you are leaving this video. Subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. If you want to jump inside a VIP, these are the steps on screen right here. You are getting 50% off as well. You guys already know the deal with Bybit. You're getting up to $4,100 completely free of charge when you use my link in the description down below and make your first deposit on the platform, which is an absolutely huge offer. You are getting literally thousands of dollars for free just for signing up using my link in the description down below. This is the only exchange that I use, and trust me, I wouldn't use an exchange that I don't love and find very secure and safe and stable and so on. So you know, these are key things that I'm looking for when I'm putting my money on an exchange, and that's why I've been with Bybit for years. So definitely check them out if you want to be able to use the same platform I'm using. Even if you already use them, you can make a brand new account. VPNs may be required, of course, depending on where you live, and still get this deposit bonus. So thank you all for watching this video. You know what to do if you have enjoyed it once again, and I'll see you all in the very next one. Bye bye.